Understanding the deployment process. The Windows 7 deployment process in an enterprise environment does more than just install the operating system. A fully realized workstation deployment also configures the system and installs additional device drivers, updates, language packs, and applications, creating a working environment that is ready for the end user. Performing a manual installation of a Windows 7 workstation is a lengthy process. First, you must install Windows 7 itself, along with any updates and other software modules it requires. Then you must install the applications you want to run on the workstation. And finally, you must configure the operating system and applications to create the final environment. For a home user installing a single computer, this is not a terrible burden. But for technical specialists in an enterprise environment who have to install hundreds of workstations, manual installations are completely impractical. Not only does a manual installation take a great deal of time and manpower, much of that valuable time is wasted as the technician sits around watching the various installation processes. To deploy Windows 7 workstations more efficiently, Microsoft has created tools and procedures that enable enterprise administrators to automate all or part of the deployment process. At the highest level, an enterprise workstation deployment consists of the following basic steps. 1. Build a deployment share. Rather than use individual disks to install software on the workstation, it is more efficient to create a share on a network server that contains the installation files, so that each workstation can download the software it needs. 2. Perform a reference computer installation. A reference computer is a template for a workstation configuration, a model containing all of the software the workstation requires, installed, configured, and ready to use. 3. Capture an image of the reference computer. An image file is a copy of the data stored on the reference computer's drives. By creating an image file, you can replicate the configuration on the reference computer to as many workstations as you need to deploy. 4. Boot the target computers. To start a bare metal computer, you must boot it with Windows pre-installation environment, Windows PE, using either a removable boot disk or a boot image downloaded from a server. 5. Apply the Windows 7 reference computer image. By applying the image you made of the reference computer to the target computers, you create duplicate workstations without the need for an elaborate interactive installation process. This procedure greatly simplifies what can be an extraordinarily complicated process. A large-scale deployment requires a huge amount of planning and preparation, as described in the remainder of this lesson. So that was a quick video on understanding the deployment process.